adding stress to all the internal components, making them wear out more quickly. Engine combustion produces ash and other deposits that can form a sludge, blocking vital oilways and restricting oil flow throughout your engine. ADNOC Voyager is specially formulated to guard against sludge buildup by cleaning your engine. ADNOC Voyager is certified by major car manufacturers and is engineered for optimum performance, ensuring maximum protection throughout the life of your engine. ADNOC Voyager. Drive with confidence.
In a world that never stops, where businesses are constantly evolving, you need a partner you can rely on. At Amar's General Trading, we bridge the gap between supply and demand, connecting businesses to opportunities. Amar's General Trading, the authorized distributor for ADNOC lubricants, Triangle Tires, 3A Tires, Everton Tires, Lionstone Tires, Sunwide Tires, Kunlun Tires, and Amcol Energy automotive batteries in South Sudan, effectively meeting the diverse needs of industries nationwide. Our fully equipped warehouse, capable of holding enough stock for an entire year, ensures we meet customer needs quickly by minimizing lead times and addressing immediate requirements. From periodic oil changes, wheel alignment and balancing, to tire and battery fitment, we've got you covered. Our fully equipped and facilitated auto service center ensures that your vehicle receives top-notch care for all its periodic maintenance needs. Amar's Diesel Services. We specialize in the repair and calibration of diesel injectors and pumps, diesel engine maintenance, and diagnostic services. Our skilled technicians use advanced automated technology to diagnose, repair, and replace parts efficiently. Customer satisfaction is our top priority. As part of customer support, we also deliver to the place of your convenience. Amar's General Trading. Better team, better services, better capacity. In the beautiful Juba, there is a courtyard restaurant from the east. The courtyard is a treasure of traditional Chinese architecture, carrying a deep cultural heritage and family emotions. The courtyard inherits the family warmth and cultural memory of thousands of years. Walk into the courtyard and feel the charm of Chinese culture. The courtyard is deep and delicious. Come to the courtyard restaurant and meet a date between taste buds and nature. The decoration of the restaurant is unique, creating a unique atmosphere. Are you still worried about finding delicious food? Come to Sun Valley to meet all your expectations. On one side of the courtyard, a tree with flowers and a table of delicious food. Everything in the world, only delicious food and beautiful scenery can be lived up to. Sun Valley, a wonderful journey for taste buds. Here, every dish is a carefully cooked work of art. From the selection of fresh ingredients, to the unique cooking skills, to the exquisite arrangement, all of them show our persistence and love for food. Entering our restaurant, you will be attracted by the Sun Valley. Whether it is warm lights, comfortable seats, or unique decoration, it will create a relaxing and pleasant dining environment for you. Our service team is warm and thoughtful, always paying attention to your needs and making you feel at home. Come to Sun Valley and let delicious food and beauty meet. Address Gure, next to Mary Queen Church. Order phone number 09-280-76300.
كلام في التنمية.
يعني مرات بكون في قرار مثلا ولاي انه you have to drop the prices بدون مقابل.
برنامج يناقش قضايا التنمية في البلاد.
طيب الحاكم الشاب بيقول الحاكم السابق لدرجة بيقول قدر يقنع ديفيد ياويا.
برنامج كلام في التنمية يبث على فضائية جنوب السودان.
فلما الناس سمعوا انه ياويا مشى ليبيا أهلوها ما داير إدارية، ده كان بالنسبة لهم ده مشكلة كبيرة جدا. فكل السلاطين اجتمعوا وضربوا لي قال لما تجي بيبور جي ما
يوم الأربعاء من كل أسبوع عقب نشرة 9 مساء.
سبب إقالتك سريع كده بعد كان شو؟
والله صعب طبعا انك تعرف.
ويعاد الخميس عند 9 صباحا.
Gender Talk 211 presents Women in Power. In this season, we discuss politics, media, diplomacy, leadership, and more.
And I found that with this division, how can we come together as women to address or initiate legislation that can help women and children?
Architecture, carrying a deep cultural heritage and family emotions. The courtyard inherits the family warmth and cultural memory of thousands of years. Walk into the courtyard and feel the charm of Chinese culture.
SPLM First Deputy Chairperson Dr. Bolmel reiterates commitment to reinforcing party's vision and mission. Accounting officers discussed enhancing salary payment and public financial management PFM reforms. And South Sudan participates in the International Labour Organization Conference in Geneva. Hello and welcome. You are watching SSBC News live from Juba, Amawut, Polnang, and we begin with developments at the SPLM House, where the SPLM First Deputy Chairperson and Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel has reiterated his commitment to spearheading strategies aimed at reinforcing party's vision and mission on which it has founded to serve the people of South Sudan. Dr. Bolmel, along with two deputies, Mary Apai Ayiga and Simon Kunpoch, officially assumed office on Tuesday, marking the commencement of a generational leadership transition amid a mammoth crowd of SPLM members. Mangar Gabriel wrote the following report and voiced by Mathiang Joseph.
A jubilant atmosphere surrounded the SPLM House neighborhood, with the entire premises awash in red and echoing with the chants of SPLM Oye, a historic slogan rooted in the shared memory of the liberation struggle. The SPLM First Deputy Chairperson and Vice President Dr. Benjamin Bolmel, together with the two other deputies, officially assumed office, ushering in what is being described as a generational leadership transition. These deputies were sworn in by SPLM Chairperson and President Salva Kiir last month in a move he called a generational transition within the ruling party. The president described this transition as the beginning of a new chapter for the SPLM, replacing veteran figures with the younger leaders. Today's events featured cultural performances including school children singing songs promoting peace, unity and reconciliation of the country, a symbolic note to the hope and renewed mission of the party. In his address, SPLM First Deputy Chairperson and Vice President Dr. Mel stresses the importance of restoring the rule of law and driving social and economic development of the country.
My beloved comrades, I stand here in front of you today full of gratitude for the opportunity bestowed upon me by our comrade, Chairman and Commander-in-Chief, President Salva Kiir. SPLM is the heart of our country, and today we make the path clear again as we restore the faith of our people in their party. How do we restore? By work. Secretariat. Work. We are the leading party and must implement our promises.
He called for greater cooperation among political parties in fostering peace and unity for the national prosperity.
We sacrifice everything to lead you to the CPA. SPLM They led you to CPA. Take from there. CPA. And finally, to independence. This is SPLM. This was work done. We delivered. It's not a half. We delivered. We did it. Fully. For you. Therefore, the path for SPLM is where the light is. Trust us to deliver peace, and we shall deliver. Trust us to deliver development, and wait for our nation to be transformed.
The SPLM second deputy chairperson Maria Pai underscored the new generation must emulate the founding leaders' values of service and dignity.
Permit me to begin by paying heartfelt tribute to the founding leaders of our liberations. I salute the founding members of the Anyanya movement 1955 to 1972.
The third deputy chairperson Simon Kunpoch praises President Kiri's bold decision to empower younger leaders, describing it as a strategic move essential to the SPLM's 2026 election drive.
For the historic and bold decision he has taken to inject a fresh blood into the upper echelons of our.
This transition marks the SPLM's efforts to rebrand itself as a party focused on delivering results through addressing internal divisions and implementing tangible reforms ahead of the critical elections at the conclusion of the transitional period. There is a strong sense of momentum in this generational leadership journey as SPLM members unite in celebration of the appointment of the three deputies chairpersons, a significant milestone for the ruling party to inspire greater service delivery in the country. Reporting for
Vice President Rebecca Nyandeng Demabur and Norwegian Ambassador Roy Hogsdal have discussed the country's current political situation. During the meeting, Hogsdal stressed the significance of demonstrating political will among parties to implement the peace agreement, a move he says enables the country to attain lasting peace.
We discussed the current situation in South Sudan, and I would like to take this opportunity to commend Madam Vice President Rebecca for her role in promoting dialogue in the.
The Minister of General Education and National Guidance, Dr. Kuyok, pays a visit to Reng County in Upper Nile State this morning, where he was received by the county governor and a number of state government leaders. In a bid to tackling challenges affecting learning institutions, the Minister of General Education and Instruction, Dr. Kuyok Abol Kuyok, has expressed dedication to rehabilitating government primary school infrastructures in Upper Nile State. Reng County, where he assessed implementation of the ongoing projects funded by the World Bank in the areas hosting refugees and returnees who fled Sudan's conflict. Reng County Commissioner Ding Deng Lueth outlined multiple challenges facing the country's education, including lack of funds to rehabilitate schools. Upper Nile State Education Minister Peter Alberto says his ministry is working to improve the conducive educational environment for all the learners, calling on the National Ministry on General Education to support teachers' training programs in the state, specifically in English language and teaching methods.
Is one of the states, one of the 70 states in South Sudan that will benefit from the World Bank project that is going to strengthen our primary education. And that the government is committed to supporting schools here. Now, Upper Nile is, especially this part of the state, is one of the areas affected by the conflict in the Sudan. The refugees in this place and the returnees is huge. I think you could say Rang, Maban, Raja, they have had the brunt of the influx of the refugees. So they need a special kind of concentration. And what we are going to do is, through the assessment, we will see what we need to do. Maybe we'll do expansion. So in some schools, we need to build new classrooms, additional classrooms to accommodate this huge number of children that are coming from the north. And then we'll also have to do teacher training. One of the things we will discuss with the local authorities is establishment of a teacher training institute here in Rang for the whole state.
In the education sector, we have a lot of challenges. One of the challenges is the high population of Rang County that created by the war that broke up in Sudan, and that caused the flee of the refugees and returnees from Sudan. Now there is an increase of population, and also what I would like to say is that Rang County, we have like 65 schools, 11 secondaries, and 54 primary schools. We really need addition of schools. We need more schools to be built.
The Ministry of Education in Upper Nile State has taken upon itself to make sure that all the schools are to be secure, that all the schools there should be fencing, and also the learning environment should be safer for our children to go to school, and to capacitate the teachers. And as we are coming out of because this part of the country was operating in Arabic, and as we are getting into the new way, the English language, and it is our hope to see and read that the ministry supports in the field of building the.
A government delegation is participating in the Africa's Common Position on Disaster Risk Reduction Program in the Swiss city of Geneva. On the sideline meetings, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Albino Akwalatak, who is heading the team, convened with UN Chief for Disaster Risk Reduction, with the meeting focusing on addressing South Sudan's prevailing humanitarian crisis exacerbated by climate change. The Director General of Early Warning at the Humanitarian Ministry, Betty Scopus, says discussion centered on ways of accelerating early warning for all, adding the United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction has assured South Sudan of its support to addressing humanitarian challenges.
This evening, at the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in Geneva, the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, led by the Honorable Minister, led a delegation to the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction, and this evening he met with the UN Chief for Disaster Risk Reduction, and the focus of the discussion mainly on how to accelerate early warning for all. And it has been a fruitful deliberation that the commitment of the UN Office for Disaster Risk Reduction has committed their continuous support to the Republic of South Sudan. The Minister appreciates the commitment and acknowledge the commitment of the Republic of South Sudan to accelerate the initiative for early warning for all so that everyone is protected.
High-level delegation comprising Employers Association of South Sudan and South Sudan Workers Trade Federation gathered in Geneva to participate in the International Labour Organization conference focusing on addressing world of work matters such as possible new international standards on the protection of workers. Deng Dut reports.
At the 2025 season of the conference, government, employer, and worker delegates from the International Labour Organization's member states will address important world of work matters such as possible new international standards on the protection of workers against biological hazard in the working environment. Decent working the platform economy and innovative approaches to promoting transitions from the informal to the formal economy. Speaking to the SSPC after the opening season of the International Labour Conference, Minister of Labour and Industrial Relations James Hosmai reaffirmed that the delegates would be in committees for the plenary sitting to address financial and workers' matter to bring social justice.
We came yesterday as a delegation from the Republic of South Sudan to attend the 113th session of International Labour Conference. The delegation consists of government, employers, association, and the workers' trade union. We attended the opening session this morning and afternoon, and after that we are going to discuss the issues. That is the core issue, the standard, and then the decent work, and then you have biological hazard, and then also you have something to do with finances of the conference. So we are going to be in committees.
International Labour Conference reaffirmed that the social justice depends on strengthening the relation between jobs, rights, and growth in case of definite relationship held together by democratic values and institutions that ensure accountability, participation, fairness, and critically social dialogue toward opportunity and dignity protection. For SSBC News, Teng Dudeng, Janet.
Government is hosting a high-level workshop to strengthen diplomatic relations. The event focuses on immunities and privileges for officials working with international partners. Abraham Felix reports.
Representatives from government officials and the United Nations are gathered for an intensive two-day workshop the Department of Immunities and Privileges in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has fixed in collaboration with the UN mission in South Sudan on aligning protocols for a smoother cooperation between national and international bodies. In his opening address, the Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Akwebona Malwal, praises the participants for the good turnout. He says the program signals the government commitment to strengthening work relations through knowledge sharing.
I'm glad to see a well turnout from our government officials because certain conventions were signed to make the work between countries, between international organizations and host countries to be smoother and cordial and friendly. It shouldn't be a hostile relationship between the host country and our guests who are working here with us.
The Deputy Special Representative of the UN Secretary General, Anita Kiki, stresses the timing of this workshop, saying it is a serious opportunity to reinforce mutual understanding of roles and responsibilities.
This workshop is therefore a timely opportunity to reinforce our mutual understanding, reduce operational bottlenecks, and bring greater coherence to the way we approach exemptions and privileges in practice. It is also a chance to clarify respective roles and responsibilities so that we can jointly uphold international standards and national sovereignty without disrupting essential operations.
The workshop aims to enrich cooperation between the government and UN personnel through shared knowledge of diplomatic norms. Abraham Felix, SSBC, Juba.
Now, accounting officers and directors general for administration and finance from various institutions have held a crucial meeting focusing on enhancement of salaries payment, government operations and coordination of public financial management (PFM) reforms. The meeting, chaired by Finance Ministry's first Undersecretary for Finance, Arob Nwai Arop, further looked at new operational guidelines and mechanisms on the submission of every institution's claims. The first Undersecretary for Finance, Arob Nwai Arob, who described the meeting as vital in a statement on Tuesday, says submission and follow-ups of claims from all spending agencies shall now be done by coordinators nominated by respective accounting officers. Arob says the initiative is aimed at improving coordination, rationalizing expenditures, as well as enhancing the payment process of claims. The first Deputy Governor of the Bank of South Sudan, Addis Ababa Otho, says the meeting significantly discussed the importance of strengthening digital economy by expanding mobile money services, including Momo and Mgrush, in the country. The meeting recommended that all government employees should open bank accounts to ensure salaries are disbursed easily, as directed earlier by the country's economic cluster.
Was the issue of salary payments when we discussed with the accounting officers to encourage all the civil servants to open account in the various bank, and this the communication from the Vice President for Economic Cluster, and also inconveniences, especially when they are coming to Ministry of Finance. There are a lot of some challenges my staff, so that there will be no inconveniences.
We had a very good meeting regarding reforms on the payment of salary to ensure that all the civil servants have an account with the commercial bank or through other telecoms, being Momo, Mgrush, or DigiCash. There is a concern that has been raised by all the accounting officers in terms of the charges. We have agreed that we will communicate to the common process of ensuring some enhancement on availing all the cash. We also embark on the digital transformation journey that we believe will help to ease the pressure on all our people, all our citizens, including the civil servant, on accessing the funds. We are happy with the level of cooperation that we have, as the Secretary said, and that is the beginning of the process that is already started, and we want to ensure that all the reforms.
Let's go for a short break and stay tuned for more stories coming up. Welcome back from that short break to proceed with our news bulletin. The South Sudan Bar Association, in partnership with the United Nations Integrated Electoral Assistance Team, rolled out a training workshop focusing on the role of lawyers in the electoral process. This forum aims at refreshing the memories of participants on the National Elections Act 2021, amended 2023. Victor Elias reports.
Despite political uncertainties rocking the country, South Sudanese are patiently yearning for lasting peace and working diligently to restore and strengthen democratic governance. In Juba on Tuesday, the South Sudan Bar Association, in collaboration with the United Nations Integrated Electoral Assistance Team, holds a fundamental training workshop on election standards and legal frameworks. This one-day forum aims to introduce key stakeholders to international standards for elections and to shed light on South Sudan's electoral legal framework in a bid to guarantee free, fair, integral, transparent, and credible practices in the democratic procedures. In her opening address, the Undersecretary in the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Mary Ashol Ajit, reasserts the government's commitment to electoral justice and the importance of legal standards.
This is the right time for us to have this particular awareness, and in particular with the international standard. It's very good, And I just want just to mention that South Sudan, as a young nation, we align our electoral legal framework with the international standard.
The president of the South Sudan Bar Association, Arob Malueth, emphasizes the role of legal professionals in safeguarding electoral integrity and supporting a smooth transition to democratic governance.
Our objective today in this workshop is to deepen our understanding on the subject, to champion peaceful resolution, to learn from others' best practices internationally and in the region, and to prepare South Sudan Bar Association for observations.
Darren Isco, Principal Electoral Affairs Officer at the United Nations Integrated Electoral Assistance Team, underscores the importance of international cooperation and adherence to global electoral standards.
Our role as the UN is that in terms of supporting South Sudan's first electoral process. And I emphasize support. This process is not a UN process. It is a South Sudan process led by South Sudan itself.
Election by itself is a right of the citizen. So when there is no election in the country, it means that this right has been denied. Equality for public participation has been denied also, because they have right to participate in any position in the government.
The workshop on Tuesday marks a dynamic step towards encouraging transparent elections in South Sudan in an endeavor to realize a better and brighter democratic future through national and international partnerships. Victor Elias for SSBC News, Juba.
The Commissioner General of the South Sudan Revenue Authority, Simon Akwedeng, has appealed to embassies and non-governmental organizations to support the country's domestic revenue mobilization efforts. Speaking during a technical workshop on immunities and privileges at the Bank of South Sudan in Juba on Tuesday, Akwe called on UN agencies to implement withholding tax systems to help enhance compliance. The Commissioner General acknowledges several international agreements grant tax exemptions, including the Status of Force Agreement, SOFA, the Vienna Convention, EPISA, and donor-funded projects. However, he noted two pressing challenges that remain: the collection of pit tax from individuals employed within the UN system and ensuring tax compliance from contractors and service providers working with UN agencies.
On how we can collect taxes from PIT in the UN system. We also have an issue on how we can collect taxes from contractors that are working with the UN agencies. These two is the reason why I'm here. My appeal to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, is to help the government of South Sudan collect revenues. There is nowhere in the world where government can survive without supporting itself from the workforce and from the investment within the country. So I am here to pass this message that I need your help to withhold tax. Withholding tax does not mean a UN agency is paying taxes. Because there are so many other taxes that the UN agency is exempted from, according to what I have just said. But it has been very difficult for us to hold a staff of an NGO, of a UN agency, to pay taxes. You know the systems in this country is not yet automated, so that we can be able to know who have actually paid taxes today and who have actually did not pay taxes yesterday. So there are issues of non-compliance on PIT and on contractors who are working with the United Nations. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, I will wish that if the UN agencies, NGOs can actually...
The National Election Commission delegation led by Election Commissioner William Kolnyindeng, along Secretary General Gabriel Boldeng, met with the Governor of Jonglei State, Dr. Yegai Kok, in the capital Bor. During the meeting, the National Election Commission confirmed completion of election offices in 5 states. Recently, the National Election Commission inaugurated Central Equatorial State High Election Office, paving way for civic education and preparation for voter registration as the country prepares for general election in December 2026. The Upper Nile State SPLM Secretariat has endorsed the appointment of SPLM deputy chairpersons in the capital Malakal on Monday. Addressing the occasion, Governor James Kongchual, who is also the SPLM chairperson, urges members to support the party's leadership to boost basic services delivery. The State SPLM Secretary Gabriel Tut Garchai appeals for unity among members and promoting the party mission and vision of taking services to rural areas. For his part, the chairperson of the State SPLM Youth League, Dioma Kwajdeng, expresses the need to cooperate and strengthen the SPLM. The leader of the SPLM Women League highlights the importance of the unity among party members.
سيد رئيس الجمهورية إنه أي كاونت في SPLM في عالمين أنا بخليه يكون SPLM. لأنه الكاونت ده شعب ثاني. ده شعب ثاني. وده حكومة ثاني ولا ده ذاته. عشان كده كومريت we have the responsibility. The responsibility which has been given to us by our chairman and the commanding chief. The مسؤولية كبيرة. أنا ما عندي مشكلة. أنا عارف إن السلام موجود. لكن أنا ما دايرين نواطن مكان كل يوم يجي. زول يقول وش نفسه أنا في حكومة. أنا ما في حكومة. وبيعمل أعمال مع الشيطان. لا كلام في
والمشاكل ده نحن بنحلو كقيادة بتاع حركة شعبية زي ما تم تعيينكم رقم صورة لي الآن حركة شعبية في ولاية النيل شال كل مقاطعات الآن مبروك علينا عشان كده كومريد شيرمان ده القيادة بتاعك وأنا متأكد إنت أحسن زول مقصود بتعيين بتاع كومريد كنا من جمع ميدان وقدر يدير ملكال الآن ملكال مستقر أمنيا الفضل قدامنا ده شغل سياسي.
في هذا المناسبة الكريم أنا عايز إن نجي كلنا كشباب رسالة بتاعي إن نحن نجيب مع حكومة بتاعنا في ولاية عالمين خلف القائد جيمس كونشوران لي وكذلك نجيب مع حكومة الوحدة الوطنية بقيادة الرئيس الجنرال سلفا كير مياردي الفترة الجاية لنا ماشيين في نعمل عمل كبير عشان كده نقول مبروك لنا في الحركة الشعبية مبروك للشباب لأن الشباب هم هيجيب معنا في أي حاجة. الفترة الجاية أو السنين الجاية قدامنا يمكن هيكون الانتخابات وعشان نمشي الانتخابات مطلوب منا نعمل حاجة لأن الدور الجاي ما عندنا ريزة ثانية عشان نقول إن الحاكم كان SPLM في المعرضة.
Let's go for another short break and we will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back once again. Moving forward, Western Bar Kazal State Government, in collaboration with the State Youth Union, organizes a non-violence dialogue initiative. The dialogue discusses addressing challenges facing youth and the role of youth in community development. In his remarks, Deputy Governor Zachariah Joseph Garang calls for continued dialogue to address challenges facing young people. The Mayor of Wa Municipality, Dancio William, and Youth Representative Dr. Carbino Maru Carbino also spoke at the event.
كجانغارا فجول كوميونيتي جابين الشكوى بتاعتنا ضد الناس اللي عملوا تخطيط في نياماني. تخطيط الفنياماني غير قانوني، ونحن كمجتمع بتاع نيانغارا فجول تجار نبي ديمان داك محل تانا متى اي زول تاني، ونحن رافضين التخطيط جملة وتفصيلا. نحن سلمنا الشكوى بتاعتنا الاكتنج جفرنر، سلمنا الشكوى بتاعتنا الاكتنج جفرنر، والشكوى بتاعتنا ده بمحتوى كل الاشياء اللي طلبناها هناك ده.
انا جيت لاكتنج جفرنر بمشكله بتاع نياميني، لانه ده في محل بتاعي بتاع دولو بايام، وكلام بتاع نياميني ده ما جديد. قلنا نحن ما دايرين مشاكل، ناس كلي يقول تحت، لأنه حتى كان نحن كان مسؤولين بتاع نياميني كان ناجو كاتيتو نحن ما بابا لهم، لكن بتاع إدارة بتاع نيانغبارا فجلو تجور كوميونيتي، وفي ناس شيدو الأرض اللي هو ناس دولو بايام جوبا كاونتي سنترو إيكوتوريا إيستيت.
Recommendation done in a recommend number 1, immediate stoppage of the demarcation of Nyamene. Number 2, cancellation of demarcation plan and token issued about Nyamene by Yaro, Kodalodimi, and Ilikare. 3, form a neutral committee to resolve the issue of Nyamene. 4, invite neighboring communities of Yangbara Pajulu Tijor, Kodalodimi, Yaro, Nyorjana Mere, Ilikare, and Gorom to come with the landlords to traditionally declare and swear.
Shifting focus to youth participation in peace-building efforts, the South Sudan National Youth Union has unveiled its 2025-2029 strategic plan, emphasizing capacity building, innovation and entrepreneurship among the youth. SSBC's Dut Takpin reports.
نهاية انتم مستفيدين والشباب الجايين وراكم ده مستفيد. نحن دايرين نخدم البلد بتاعنا. الحاجة المهمة انه الشباب لازم يلعبوا دور كبير جدا في التنمية والتطور بتاع البلد بتاعه. وده ما بيحصل الا يكون في تقارب بيناتنا، نحن نثق في بعض.
الاستراتيجية بتاعنا بتاع الوزارة والهدف بتاعنا انه نحن نعمل تهويل الشباب بتاعنا من شاب هو
Four SPLM-IO members shifted loyalty to the SPLM ruling party in Rang County of Upper Nile State. Speaking upon welcoming the group on Monday, Rang County SPLM Secretary Aliar Kulchor emphasized the party's commitment to ensure security stability in the area. The county's SPLM Youth League chairperson Deng Ajak affirmed their cooperation with the new SPLM members. The same sentiment echoed the chairperson of the SPLM Women League, Ajed Pute, pledging to working with new members to promote the party's vision and mission. Speaking on behalf of his colleague, Sabir Choliai expresses commitment to cooperate with SPLM members in Rang County.
هم انضمامهم للحركة الشعبية وباسم الأمانة الحركة الشعبية مرحب بهم بانضمامهم، وإن يدل على عمل الجاد للشباب بعودتهم إلى الحركة الشعبية. هذا المسير مسير ممتد، هي مسير ممتد، وكل المكتب يرحب بهم باعتبار اليوم فاليوم هم أصبحوا أعضاء معتمدين وأعضاء أساسيين في الحركة الشعبية للتحرير السوداني مقاطعة الرمل.
أنا بقول لكم ألف مبروك لانضمامكم لسفينة الجنوب. الحركة الشعبية والسفينة الممكن يقود الجنوب إلى بر الأمان، ونحن سيدين، انتم ما بعيدين وما ناس جداد بالنسبة لهذا الدار، كنتم معانا. فأنا بقول لكم مرحب، انتم قيادات شبابية تحملوا كثير من طاقات، كثير من الأفكار، ممكن بأن نشتغل مع بعض ونشيل رؤية بتاع الحركة إلى الأمام.
نحن اليوم لقد أعلنا انضمامنا، وقبل إعلان لقد أعلنا.
كان جنوبيين، حركة الشعبية ما بتاع قبيلة، بتاع أي زول.
نحن جينا للحركة الشعبية الأم مرفوعين الرأس، لأنه نحن عارفين إنه ده الحزب الأساسي اللي بخدم شعبي بتاع جنوب السودان، اللي هي عندها مشاريع حقيقية، مشاريع بتاعت خدمة لشعبي بتاع جمهورية جنوب السودان.
Shifting focus to youth participation in peace-building efforts, the South Sudan National Youth Union has unveiled its 2025-2029 strategic plan, emphasizing capacity building, innovation and entrepreneurship among the youth. SSBC's Du Takpin reports.
The backdrop of rising youth involvement in violence-related activities, the South Sudan National Youth Union has taken a step to reverse this trend by officially launching its 2025-2029 strategic plan, prioritizing youth capacity building, fostering innovation, and developing entrepreneurship skill. These programs align closely with the broader youth-led peace-building goals across the country. The validation program brought together stakeholders including government agencies, civil society organizations, and international development organizations. Speaking at the event, Mario Balbour, Director of Youth in the National Ministry of Youth and Sport, urged the participants to critically examine and validate the strategic plan to ensure its alignment with the national youth objectives.
The 5-year strategic plan will help the latter to certain words which should not be there, bring other activities which should be there, and so on, because it is ending up 5 years. So if you don't do it well after it has been validated, and if you don't validate it well, what is all there, whether wrong or not, it will be implemented until after 5 years. Then later on, when it is also to be edited, it is where we come in with the new ideas. So please take care of what we are doing now.
The chairpersons of the South Sudan National Youth Union, Taban Paridi, called for peaceful coexistence among youth from all regions and strongly condemned tribalism and conspiracy.
Let's try to coexist, and then we avoid being too much negative. And we cannot only get our rights unless we have what we call constructive criticism. مشكلة الشباب ما executive alone. It is each and everyone's responsibility. We're establishing our contacts with all the states, counties, up to the Payam level 1, because of civic education. And then there are a lot of programs that now we are attracting our partners.
James Cheda, Youth Engagement Specialist at Plan International South Sudan, reaffirmed the organization's commitment to supporting union, encouraging relevant ministries and development partners to extend necessary assistance to ensure successful implementation of the strategy.
In this country, I think the engagement of young people have not really been done very positively. You find that in most of our areas, the warlords tend to use the young people. So we are always negatively engaged. I would love to see that youth take lead on issues that are affecting them at all levels.
And that finally brings us to the end of our news hour. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Amaut Polnang. Till next time.